Welcome everyone to Talented Universe, this wonderful last day in September 30th, 2024. I am here with my co-host Vernon. Vernon, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thanks, Mike. Hello, everybody. And coming to you from a very, very chilly Western Cape in South Africa. So but all layered up and ready for the show. So excited.
Well, that is great. That is great. Vernon, do you want to introduce our guest, or do you want me to do it today?
You're welcome to, Mike.
Okay, I would like to welcome our guest. I hope I say this right. ChrisDeo, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
That's correct. And she is on the Voice season 26, the current season. We are so happy to have her with us. Chris, do you want to just kind of say something to our audience that kind of talk about you and give them just a general brief thing? And remember, audience, our live audience, if you do have a question for her, please post it in the chat room and we will try to get to as many comments or questions as we can. Okay, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. It's ChrisDeo here. I'm so happy to be on. I'm so thankful that I'm able to be here. And a little bit about me is that I'm 17. I was 16 on the show because it was filmed in the summer, but now I'm 17. And I'm from Queens, New York. I'm on The Voice, and I'm on Team Snoop, which I really wanted to be on Team Snoop, so I'm so happy about that. And a little bit about me is that I like to sing. Of course, I like to sing. I'm on The Voice, but I write a lot of my own music, and I'm hoping to, put that out when The Voice comes out. But yeah, that's just a general about me.
Well, that is cool. Vernon, do you want to start asking her some things, or?
Yeah. I mean, we read a bit about you in your bio, and I see that you are quite diverse in music. Also producing. You're an instrumentalist, if I understand correctly. So and singing, of course, and busking. So you got all your bases covered, eh?
Yeah, definitely.
Very cool. And so which came first, the instrumentation, or that you first start singing and then added that on?
I would say singing came first because I kind of started singing with my sister when we were younger. When we were about 7 years old, we had a kind of girl group called the Trin Sisters, and it started from going to choir. There was a community choir at the town center where we lived in, and that's where we kind of met a lot of people who taught us about singing and different opportunities in the neighborhood we lived in, like the Apollo, different talent shows around New York. And that's kind of when I got into singing. And me and my sister, we would just sing together. We would sing at the Christmas shows, at the town shows. And I think that's when we realized that it was really a passion of ours, because every time we would finish a performance, it was okay, when is the next one? It became something so fun for us. And then especially what was going on in our lives, it kind of distracted us from the neighborhood that we were living in, because in Astoria, Queens, where we were living in, it was just where we still live. It's a very it's a neighborhood where people don't really do good things. People just, stay in their homes. Nobody gets out of Astoria, Queens. There's not a lot of famous people from here. And basically it was kind of hard, but music was our escape in that way. And so that's how I started singing with my sister, singing at the Apollo and all that stuff. And then I think when COVID came, in 2020, that's when everything stopped. And I stopped music, I stopped all of that because we were just stuck in our homes. But then that's when I got into learning instruments more and learning the guitar. And before, I would never ever touch a guitar because I was oh my God, this is too much. I can't learn a guitar. But then I started with simple chords, and then I was wait, this isn't that hard. If most songs that you hear on the radio are only the same four chords.
Whoops. We
No, that's
lost
fine.
you a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, the same
Yeah.
4 chords. No, we can hear you.
Now
That
we
was
can
just
hear you. Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
limp. Yeah.
I said what I said was like I realized that, you know, the songs that you hear on the radio are just the same 4 chords over and over again. And then that's what opened me to like the door of instruments. I started playing the ukulele, started playing the piano,
Nice.
and yeah, that's when I really like connected with music more, and then that helped me like develop my voice more, because then I started posting like covers on TikTok, and they never really got like big views. Like the most I would get was like that in the thousands views, but like it was just something that I did in my free time, and like
Yeah.
that was kind of like the foundation and like the start of music for me. So yeah.
That's amazing. And I love what you said. Music has this way to really transport us into, just another world. Like you say, the environment might be tough, and
Mhm.
there might be challenges, but music has this. And I think it's amazing that I hear that so many times. And that's where the passion comes in, like you said, this idea that you can't really separate yourself from music. It's just in you. It's a part of you. It's what you think, what you dream, what you love. And that's so cool that you found that. And I'm very proud of you for putting yourself out there.
Thank you.
And remember, there's always a first time. Like you say, there aren't a lot of famous people from there. There's always a first time. So
Yeah.
you can make a lot of impact, and I'm sure you will. So that's very cool. Yeah, how is the experience of being on The Voice so far for you?
It was, well, at first, I didn't even know that like it was real, because our whole life, like we've always auditioned for like American Idol, America's Got Talent, even The
Mhm.
Voice too, like when we were younger, and like it just felt like the type of show that was like impossible to get on. Like you had to be like incredible, like groundbreaking to be on that type of show. So I never thought that like I would get into The Voice. And then when I applied to The Voice, it was like I was like, I'm just gonna do this for fun. Like it's not
Yeah.
gonna go through. Like these things never really work out. And then I did it. I didn't make a big deal about it. I didn't even tell my mom that I applied. And then they
Oh,
sent me a
boy.
message back, and they were like, "Oh, you made it through." And I was like screaming up
Nice.
and down. And then,
Oh,
you know, you have to go through the process. So it was like a couple months of like, you know, like the casting and stuff. And then it got to like 3 months. We didn't hear back from them after I had sent like a bunch of videos and stuff. And then I was like, okay, yeah, this is a lie. This isn't true. Like, you know, this was just fake. And then apparently the voice was like calling my mom multiple times, but she was blocking them because she thought it was like a
A
spam number.
spam call. Yeah. Oh,
That's
I can understand that.
Yeah. So the whole time they were trying to reach out to us,
Yeah.
but my mom was like blocking the calls. So yeah.
That's
That was really funny, but we still didn't believe that it was real. Like it
yeah.
wasn't until we got to the hotel and like we saw everybody, like the insane amount of talented people, and like
Yeah.
the voice sign and all of that stuff, and all these famous people, that we were like, "Oh my god, this is real. Oh my god, I made it here." And I would just say, like, sorry to go off topic, but I would just
No,
say
no.
like the
We
journey.
go off topic all the time. Don't worry about
It's
it.
your time now. It's your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just say like the journey so far has been like just really nice. Like not anything like I expected, but I had to learn to just like go with the flow, because like my whole life it's been very like calculated, do this, get that. But like with the voice, I had to learn to just like relax and let things happen, because it's like this experience was like nothing I've ever experienced ever in my life before. So, but it's a good feeling. And like, I'm just so far like seeing, you know, the reactions of people online. Like, it's just so cool, because it's one thing to like be on stage and like go through that. And then when you watch yourself over, because we don't actually get to see the performance till it airs on TV. So that's like the moment that you see it, and it's like, oh my god, I look like that. Oh my god, this that reaction. So
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
it's really cool, but it's like very like unusual, like nothing I've ever experienced before. So yeah.
I can imagine. I can imagine. And like we spoke to Kendall a few days ago, also from your season,
Yeah.
and he
Kendall.
said, and that's what I'm going to ask you as well. He said like he knew his song. He had done it for so many times before, and so many years previously to the show now. And when he got up on stage, it was just like a totally different thing. Where he knows the song, he's sung it a million times, and now he felt confident, but now it's like a totally different environment, and you can almost throw that out of the window. So how was the moment getting onto the stage for you?
Yeah, I definitely agree with like what Kendall said. I think like when I got onto when even like the moment before I walked on stage, it feels like I don't know how to explain it, but have you ever watched like those like movies that are like made in like the futuristic worlds? Like that's what it felt like. Like everything had like the voice sign, like it just didn't feel real. Like it felt like I was walking into like space or something because of like the way the stage is set up and like
Yeah.
the lights, the blue lights. And then I think like I kind of saw like one of the coaches like move to the side and I was like, "Oh my god, this is real." And so that's when like it really kicked in. I was like, "Okay, this is not just, like this is actually something that's happening." And
Yeah.
that was like one of the biggest things for me even like in my rehearsals. I was like, I need to like stop like thinking this is a fairy tale. Like I need to realize that this is real life. Like I put in the work. I did everything that I had to do and this is the moment. And like when you're watching it on TV and people go, I've waited for this moment my whole life, like that's actually what I was feeling. Like I really felt that before I went on stage. And I think like for me when I started singing, I wasn't like worried. I wasn't really like singing this song. I was like thinking and singing at the same time. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, if I could just get this note, maybe this coach will turn for I was like strategizing while I was
Yeah.
singing, which like
Yeah.
in the end kind of made I was listening back kind of like you can hear it like me strategizing while I'm singing. And I think like I didn't even expect to like get any chair turns. So like when Snoop turned for me and then Michael turned for me, I was like, "Oh my god, this is crazy." And then I think that's why I started like getting emotional when I went on right after I sang because I think people thought that I was like mad because I didn't get 4 chairs, but in reality, I was just like starstruck. I was like crying because it felt like that moment on like when you're watching AGT and the person gets the golden buzzer, that's what it
Mm.
felt like for me. And like
Yeah.
I know I didn't get a 4 chair turn, but it felt like I got a 4 chair turn because of like all the love that each of the coaches had gave to me on stage. Like for
Yeah.
Michael and Snoop to turn, and then for Reba and Gwen, even though they didn't turn, to like come on stage and like tell me everything's gonna be okay, like to validate my feelings, like that just it meant the world to me. And then when I saw them up close, I think like the first thing I thought was, Reba, you remind me of my mom. And then when I looked at Gwen, I thought she reminded me of my
That's
sister Rachel. So I was like, okay, like I can kind of think that they're them, and then I won't like be like, "Oh my god, they're celebrities. I'm not
yeah.
this life isn't real." So that's kind of
Normal.
like what I did to like help me cope, but
Yeah.
it was so like out of body. Like that's the only thing I can really say. And I
Yeah.
know a lot of people have been like saying this, but I feel like I really did like kind of black out on stage. Like I don't know why. It's just like it doesn't feel real. It's like you work so hard and like everything comes to one moment and then the moment is only like 60 seconds, 60,
Yeah.
90 seconds and then it just goes by so fast.
Yeah, there's so much riding on that moment as well that it adds the pressure, right? Like you're like, I have this one shot. I need to make the most of it. And I know this out of personal experience, and Kendall also affirmed this as well. He said the same thing. It's like you are, you are two persons in that moment doing completely different things. You are performing the muscle memory, the memory just in general is kicking in, but you're also almost watching yourself and like almost evaluating yourself in that moment and thinking, okay, like you just said now, strategizing, what am I going to do to get this chair or whatever, or just
Yeah.
to show my best. So I totally get that, and the pressure's big, eh? It's people who don't go on there, that's maybe understated. Like it looks so well put together, and of course the camera people and the entire show, they put it together so well. But yeah, you're a real person on there, and it's like this big huge moment. So
Yeah.
yeah, you
Yeah.
cooked so well for that.
Yeah.
Let me get to a couple of questions, and I have a question first before I go to this, because the first statement is kind of what I was going to ask you.
Mhm.
Because you had said to us before that you were really hoping that Snoop Dogg would turn. When did you find out that Snoop Dogg? How was it, the day of, or that he was going to be one of the coaches? Did they tell you, or were you just surprised on stage, or can't you say?
They posted it on Instagram.
Oh,
So
okay.
there was like, before like we even filmed the show or went to start filming, it was posted on Instagram. These are going to be the coaches to
Okay, so
for the
you
next
knew.
season. So I did know.
Yeah. Okay, so that relates to this question. Arc 54 says, welcome. I'm so delighted you got Snoop. He will be perfect for you.
Yes. I know. Thank you so much. I think he was definitely like the best pick for me in that moment. Like I I didn't know that I was gonna pick him going into it, but then when I went on stage and just the way he treated me, like that immediate, like, it's okay, like you can do it. Like that type, because he has grandkids, he has kids, like
Yeah.
he's a fatherly type of person, but I
Mhm.
didn't expect that because it's like when you think of Snoop Dogg, you think of like, the rapper, like he's really big where I'm from for this type of chips that he sells. So like you don't think of like a fatherly person, like, but then like when I went on stage, I felt that like fatherly energy. Like I just
Mm.
felt that vibe, and I was like, immediately I knew that he would be like the right coach for me because of that. Because I think like another reason why I really wanted him was because he's also just like an icon. He's like a very
Oh, yeah.
confident person, and I feel
Yeah.
like he will really be able to teach me how to bring that confidence when I'm singing. That's why I
Mhm.
wanted him the most.
Amazing.
That makes
Sorry,
sense.
Mike.
No, I said two more questions, and then we'll go back.
Sure.
Arc 54 has a follow up. What types of music do you like, or who were you influenced by, or is it a combination of different things?
Well, I would say I'm very influenced by pop acoustic music. Like I grew up listening to Adele, Tracy Chapman, and then like as I got older, more Olivia Rodrigo, Gracie Abrams. But I think it's definitely like a mix. Like I wouldn't put myself in a box because sometimes I like to go more for like the ballads, but then I like to go for like the acoustics. I think it's just like whatever song fits my tone or whatever song I'm able to portray most emotionally. But I would
Yeah.
say for now, I go for more like the pop ballads and yeah, acoustic ballads.
I was actually hearing a little bit of there's country potential as well. Not to say that it's up to you what you want to do, but like I just heard when you sang your blind edition song, I thought Riva will even like this. All of them found something that they thought there's a lot of potential there. So any country vibes there in the mix?
Well, I do listen to Chris Stapleton a little bit, and
Uh-huh.
I do like Bryan. I think that's his name.
Yeah,
And when
yeah,
I
yeah.
went to the Voice, everybody was singing country music. So I think like that
Yeah.
swayed
Yeah.
me like to kind of like go towards like listening to country music. It's not like,
Mm,
something that I would like personally
mm,
like. I
mm.
like country music, but I feel
Yeah.
like if it's the right song, I would definitely sing a country song. I like a lot of country too.
True, true, true.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, Matt Doss has had basically the same question as Arc 54, but I just wanted to he wanted to know what your musical influence. But I just wanted to post it saying I didn't forget you. It's just Arc 54 beat you to the question. So I just wanted to do that. But I have one from
Thank
which
you, Matt.
one I was going to ask, but I'm going to let it's either Rochelle or Rachel Francis. What's your favorite instrument? I'm assuming that you play or that you like to listen to.
Well, I would say my favorite instrument, Rachel, would have to be piano because I love to play guitar. I love to play ukulele and a little bit of drums here and there. But I think it's like the way my voice sounds with the piano, I think has the best effect when I'm trying to like sing songs and make somebody like feel something when I'm singing. So that's like I kind of my instrument that like I keep really close to me. And yeah, I think piano has to be my number one out of all of them.
Yeah, a nice old grand piano type sound. That's very cool. Or yeah, keyboard even. I agree. That's like a very cool instrument to just get those emotional qualities through. So
Yeah.
on the just coming back to the confidence part of it, because you said you think that's something that Snoop will definitely be a great assistant for. What were your feelings regarding your confidence going in? Because I don't
Mhm.
want to give too much away, but you did mention that you struggled with your confidence at times, and maybe if you want to expand on that and your experiences busking and so on,
Mhm.
I'd love to hear it.
I think like going into it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do good. I'm gonna be great, because I bust sometimes. And then growing up, I had a lot of experiences singing with my sister and also alone sometimes. But then when
Mhm.
I got there, I did feel like a little, oh my God, these people, are incredible because there's people who have been doing this like their whole life. Like people who have been singing like since they were born and now they're like older, like very much older. They have more experience. And then there's people who are younger but are just as good as those people that are, older and can sing really well. So it was just like a mixture of different things. But I think like what really was like hard for me was like when we got there and like because growing up where I lived, like in the projects, in that really bad environment, I kind of like put myself down because of it when I got there, and I didn't believe in myself enough. And then like when I got on stage and Snoop turned, that's when I was like, okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
It wasn't until that moment. But like leading up into the moment, like being in California, seeing all the California girls with their like cool clothes, like everybody on The Voice, like, it's hard not to compare yourself, especially where I come from. I'm like, I don't look like that. Like I don't look like the people that are here. Like I felt like a lot of those type of thoughts like going into it. But then I had to realize that like especially like when it came out too, like last week I think it came out. Yeah. Like when I
Yeah.
saw the amount of people that like said, "Oh my god, like you're representing Queens, New York." Like thank you so much. Like, people that are from my culture, West Indian, who were like, oh my God, like, I'm so happy to see somebody that looks like me on TV. Like, those type
Yeah.
of things, like, made me really happy and made me realize that, like, I need to keep doing it because of people like that. Like, people who, haven't seen somebody that look like me on TV and need somebody to look at and realize that, like, they can do it too. Like, it doesn't have to just be one person. It could be everybody that does it as well.
Absolutely, and that's very special. I'm so glad that you realized that it's not just about a one kind of face or one kind of look, and that you are in your own lane and you are just working on being the best version of yourself. So that's so cool that
Yeah,
that you got that out of the experience, and yeah, just take that forward with you, eh?
I will definitely.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
great.
we have a couple more comments. I want God, 5 or 6, but as a lot of them are just little statements. But let me get them up on the screen. Here we go. Roshan Mongru. Hi, much love from Trinidad.
Hi, I love Trinidad. That's my country.
And then Rochelle Francis says, I knew it was piano. Go ChrisDeo. We love you.
Oh, love you too. Thank you for the support.
And then Darnell White says, love you, and you had better say piano, which you did. is your favorite instrument. So I guess they're not mad at you because you said that. And then they have a follow-up question. Who helped you get ready for the show auditions?
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think if this is something that I could say.
Well, if you can't, then that is fine. Then we will not. We'll just go on to the next one, and then we'll see what goes from there. Rochelle Francis got another one. Okay. Where you come from does not define you.
Mm-hmm.
Who you will become. The possibilities are endless for you.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Yeah. I love that comment.
Yes, yeah. I do. I thought she might. And when you finally realized that your mother had not taken the calls and you finally got it, you said you really weren't sure that it was really real yet. And you said when you got to the hotel and you started seeing the other people and then you went to stage, do you think it really hit you then? Or do you think you still thought you might be in the Matrix or something like that?
I think like it kind of did hit me. I was like, okay, like I can do this. Like one of the people on stage told me, like during the rehearsals, like take a deep breath, look around you, look at the stage, look at the lights, look at all of that. It's real. You're here. Like you deserve to be here. And like I really liked that. And then when I sang the song, like you could tell that like, you know, doing that. I mean, when I sing the song in rehearsal after taking that advice, you could tell like that it helps you. But I think like since I just got back in my mind again when I went to like the actual show, because I was like, oh my God, it's the day, like it's here, like this is real, this is happening. And I did like, it was kind of hard again because I got like in that place like, oh my God, like I'm here, this isn't real, like this is crazy. But yeah.
Wow.
No, that is tough. Go ahead, Vernon.
No, I want to say, and also there's another layer that I think is awesome, which is that you create your own music as well. So you are, I think we're up to 4 threads or 5 threads, so it's more than triple thread. You also produce, You produce your own music as well.
Yeah, so I've always been like writing music like my whole life. Like since I was younger, I was more of like the rapper because me and my sister's duo, that's kind of why I also picked Snoop, by the way, but I was like the rapper. She would make the song, the chorus, and I would make the rap part. But then when I got older, like I realized that like I want to make like actual songs, and like that's when I started to write more. And then I think last year I applied to this program at Clive Davis NYU Institute, and it was basically a program for high schoolers that live in like low income areas in New York, and it basically was basically what it was for, to teach high schoolers how to produce their own music, how to record from their own homes, how to turn your musical ideas into actual songs. And that program really helped me so much, because not only did I learn how to use Logic, how to record vocals, how to stack vocals, how to do all those things, I got to also learn about the business, and that really helped me when I was going to The Voice and, you know, had to do all the contracts and stuff. I was like, I know what that means because, you know, we learned about it in my class. So that really helped me. But the best thing was like taking those production classes, because like I got to just see my musical ideas come to life, and it was really cool. Like I got to make like hip hop songs, pop songs, and that I also started like, even like right after that program, then I started to like post little clips of the songs I would make on like TikTok and Instagram, and people like would like it a lot and would want to be like, "Oh, you should write a song out of this." But then The Voice came, so I had to like take a break. But now I'm looking forward to getting back into actually finishing those songs.
You got it locked and loaded. You're gonna use it now.
Yeah.
Cool.
Definitely.
And I'm also actually a Logic Pro fan, so very cool to hear that. I also use Logic Pro. So Yeah, that no, it's amazing. I think it's just it's seeing it from a different angle, music. And once I also about 4 years ago, not that I'm talking about myself now, just saying that looking into production and starting with that to have a new appreciation even further, expand the appreciation for music by seeing how different sounds are put together. That I guess that's also just a wonderful experience for you where you're just like in awe of, man, it's so cool that I can put all of this together and make a brand new creation.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah,
So
definitely.
that's very cool.
Yeah, we got another little comment here from Rashawn again. Oh, now we know what's going on. You got this, cousin. You're very brave. Absolutely fantastic. So proud of you.
Aw, thank you, Roshan.
And then Arc 54 says, remember, it's 3 chords and the truth as a foundation for writing.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Yeah. So after The Voice, what are some of your goals? You still have to finish high school, I suppose.
Yeah.
You're a senior now?
I'm a senior, yeah.
Yeah. So this is the last year. So how have your just friends or whatever, what have they said now since they've seen you on The Voice?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I did ghost some of my friends because we were not supposed to tell people that we're gonna be on the show.
Yeah.
So I kind
I
of
understand that. Yeah, then yeah.
I
No,
like
well, I totally
them.
understand that, and I hope they understand that because
They did.
yeah.
But I felt
Because
so bad and they were like, "Oh, that's why you were gone for like 4 months."
yes.
They're very happy for me, like especially my friends from my NYU program, like they're
Mhm.
all like bragging about me like to their professors and everybody, and
Yeah.
it's nice to be like the person from your town that that like did something like good for like, you know, your
Mhm.
community, and I'm just like the amount of support is just so amazing, and I'm just like every time somebody like messages me, they're like, "Oh my god, I saw you in an ad like that." Like it's just like crazy because it's like my dreams are coming true, and it's just I love that. I love this.
And it's real.
Yes,
It's real. I mean,
it's
you
real.
saw yourself on TV. It's real.
It
was
is.
not a dream. It was not a nightmare.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
real. Yeah.
that's true.
I know it is just amazing. We have talked to a lot of contestants from The Voice, and everyone has a little bit different story, you know, but and it is sad, but it's the way it is that you can't tell people. And
Definitely, yeah.
but and so then they really get mad at you. They just you know they ghosted. I mean, what? You know, but then your true friends will understand and go, oh, I'm so happy for you. So
Yeah.
but that's that's the way it is. But in the chat room, we've got about another 5 minutes or so, or 10, just depending on what's going on. So if you do have a question or a comment, please post it in the chat room right now so we can get to it. Vernon, do you have anything else or?
No, I just wanted to ask ChrisDeo, like, would you like to make a quick comment on your mom? I think it's so cool that she's like momager and by your side, just supporting you, and I can tell that you guys are very tight knit, and that's so cool.
Yeah. Like my mom literally gave up her job for those months that, you know, we were filming for me. And I feel like who does that? Like I just appreciate her so much. And I hope mom, you know that like when the things that I said on TV, like I mean all of those things like wholeheartedly. And I'm just like I'm so happy that it was like you that was with me throughout this whole experience. And I love you so much. Like I love you, mom. You're like my best friend. Love you too. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. Hey, we got her on camera. Woo! Yeah.
Hey, mom. Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, I know. And I mean, and I'll tell you, obviously, she loves you. and that's why she made the sacrifice, because
Yeah.
she wants you to succeed, and that is absolutely wonderful. Well, on that note, I think we're going to close out, and I just want to say the best of luck to you on your journey on The Voice. We look forward to seeing how far you're going to progress. And, I mean, if you want to come back on later, let us know, let your agent know, and we can put you back on and talk about more of the progress of your career. We always love to update with the people that we've had on our show. So
Definitely. Thank you guys so much. This was like I thought it was going to be like you guys asking me questions like very direct. Like this was just such a
no,
chill
we
conversation.
don't do that. No, we try to make it a conversation and make it light and fun, and that's what we that's what we do. Let's see. There's a few little things I'm going to throw up. Okay, I think you kind of answered this, but Donna Harris says, "Why did you pick Snoop Dogg for your
mentor?"
I think that's what they're trying to say.
Yeah.
I think you kind of answered that, but they might have missed it. So do you want to just mentor? Yeah. So
mentor.
Mentor.
Yeah. I think I picked Snoop because I felt like he could connect to like my life the most, because a lot of people don't know, but he actually grew up as well, like in a bad kind of environment, and he made a name for himself. And I felt like he could understand my story the most and help me with my confidence. And yeah, basically that's why I picked him. I just think he's like the funniest person, and he's such an icon, so thought that would be cool.
Well, I agree with you. And I agree with Arc 54 saying she thought that was going to be the best coast for you. And I totally agree. I mean, when he came on last season, later, and was just helping with some of the other contestants later in the show, and I went, oh wow. I mean, I was impressed what he did there, and then I heard he was going to be the coach this year, and I went, wow, that's going to be awesome. So
definitely.
it was just like wow. But and then Rochelle Francis says, so much love and support from Texas.
Aww,
it should pop up in a minute, but there we go. Yeah. And
thanks, Rach.
And Donna says great.
Thank you, Donna.
So as I said, we're going to close right now, but everyone, watch The Voice, watch ChrisDeo on her journey, and everybody else, and tune in to Talented Tubers. We're hoping to get some more contestants on from this season. So everyone, take care and enjoy, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.